Hello and welcome to the Genuine Learning Blog. My name is Melissa Galasso, and I am excited to have you on the blog today to talk about what seems to be the theme of the last few weeks, which is the postponement of effective dates of certain authoritative guidance, this time by GASB. So as you can imagine, GASB issued that statement. It was voted on yesterday. It was issued today, which is April 15th, which would have been tax day had we not had COVID-19. So on April 15th, the GASB did post to their website the updated information about what they were going to delay. What we initially thought was going to be just GASB 84 and 87 actually ended up being a quite larger set of delays. So the comments are due April 30th. Their goal is a really quick turnaround here. They want to get this out in May for those entities who have June 30 year ends. So obviously they're providing temporary relief as COVID has really wreaked havoc on our ability to do operations on a day-to-day basis. They don't want to add fuel to the fire by having people try to adopt large standards. So they are issuing relief. And when they were trying to figure out what to do, right? Should they just do 84 and 87? They looked at what was happening out there for governmental entities, and OMB has already issued, and we've talked about this on the blog, some relief for those who receive federal funds. And they basically said if you had not yet filed or submitted for those fiscal years ending through June 30, 2020, they were going to give this delay. And so when they were trying to decide, they kind of looked at what other standard setters were doing, and they concluded that the cutoff was going to be for reporting periods beginning after June 15 of 18 and later up until GASB 93 and Implementation Guide 2019-3. So that's really what they decided. So instead of just doing GASB 84 and 87, as you can see here, it's much larger. So GASB 83, even though some entities have potentially already adopted that, they are now pushing that back to reporting periods beginning after June 15 of 19. Now, if you've already adopted, that's not a big deal. If you haven't adopted, you get some extra time here. As we were expecting GASB 84 and GASB 87. So now fiduciary activities are going to be for reporting periods beginning after December 15 of 19, which would be calendar 19 fiscal 20. And then leases would be beginning after December 15, 2020, which would be calendar 20 fiscal 21. And then for GASB 88 related to debt disclosures, that's been pushed to periods beginning after June 15 of 19. GASB 89 for reporting periods beginning after December 15, 2020, so calendar 21, fiscal 2022. GASB 90, which is majority equity interest, being now pushed back as well. So you'll notice they're all by 1 year. GASB 91 on conduit debt is being pushed back a year, so that would be now 2022. And then you'll notice for GASB 92, they had to be a little bit more creative because GASB 92 is an omnibus. And so some is related to leases, some is related to AROs. And so they kind of picked and chose each paragraph as to when it is going to be pushed back. So is it reporting years? Is it fiscal years? So you're going to notice that their GASB 92 has multiple paragraphs that they're calling attention to. And then GASB 93, just a couple of paragraphs, because as they were trying to implement, as they were writing that and finalizing that, that came out in March. So we were already kind of aware of what was going on. And so as a result, not necessary. And then the implementation guide. So 2017-3 broken again in between the various topics. And then 2018-1, 19-1, 19-2, and 19-3 all getting that extra year. So the effective date of this proposed standard would be effective immediately. However, if you've already adopted, if you want to stay on your path to adoption, they are not stopping you. Early application is encouraged and it's permitted to the extent of whatever the original standard was. So early adoption is welcome. If you feel like you're confident in getting fiduciary activities done this year and you want to, you're already 99% of the way there, you're at that threshold, we're not going to stop you from implementing at this point, but they are giving us the option if you're not ready. You'll notice that GASB 94 is not in this list. And so this has already been voted on by the GASB. It has not been issued publicly yet, but it has been voted final. And the reason why they did not include it, besides the fact that it hasn't been quote unquote issued yet, is that it was already delayed. From the original effective date they were planning on using when they voted this out, because again, it was recently voted on, they actually already included the extra year during their debate. So they didn't need to include it in this 1 year delay. So when GASB 94 comes out, you will notice it has a delayed effective date. All right. I hope one day not to have a blog about COVID-19, but I don't expect that because FASB is expected to issue their proposed proposed AUC. So what am I on? I don't even know what section I'm in. So it will be an exposure draft they are proposing next week related to leases and revenue recognition. They voted on it at their last meeting, but they have not issued the exposure draft yet. And next week, the AICPA is meeting to potentially delay some of their standards. They're looking at SAS 134 all the way through SAS 140, which is a large undertaking. So we will continue to monitor and keep you up to date on these changes. We appreciate your patience as everything is very fluid and we seem to know what's going to be happening, and then it continues to change. So we hope that you are all healthy and safe, and that is always our first priority. But if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you on a future blog. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.